Okay, confession time, guys. Just between you and me, don't tell anybody. Normally, when a remake comes out or a sequel, I like to watch the first one before I review the second film in order to get more of a feel. I can't do that with The Witches because I watched The Witches when I was a little kid and it scared me so bad, I'm still afraid to watch it now. I watched the new one. That's close enough. I was very scared. I was watching it like this. I was watching the whole movie like this. No, I wasn't. I was watching it like a normal person. I might have been eating a snow cone. I don't remember. The whole world's a blur.
What would you do if there were mice learning all around this hotel?
I would call the exterminator.
You see, girls? He would exterminate those brats.
Rats. We would exterminate the rats.
The Witches, the newest film on HBO Max, is a remake of the 1990s classic based on the Roald Dahl classic children's book. Roald Dahl's just demented. He's great. I love a lot of Roald Dahl stuff. That guy's got some issues. I want to book Roald Dahl's psychiatrist. I want to know what was going on in that man's head. But that's besides the point. The Witches is directed by Robert Zemeckis, who is a director I'm a huge fan of. He's made a handful of some of my favorite movies, including but not limited to the Back to the Future series, Castaway, and Forrest Gump. Robert Zemeckis has had a weird past 20 years. He kind of just made weird mocap movies for a long time. Polar Express, Christmas Carol, the Beowulf movie. Some people like the I don't like the Beowulf movie. Some people like it. I don't like the Beowulf. No Beowulf for Ryan. No. Most recently, Robert Zemeckis has finally gone back to live action, making a film Flight that I'm a huge fan of, and The Walk and Welcome to Marwen, which are more weird than anything else. And he brings us The Witches, which is a remake, but it's kind of a mix of everything he's been doing over the past 20 years. Like a lot of his more recent films, it is an adaptation, it uses mocap, and it's a mixture of live action and CGI, and probably has a lot of techniques done for the first time for this movie. The Witches stars Anne Hathaway as the Grand High Witch, which was originally played by Angelica Huston in a truly chilling role. I absolutely adore Angelica Huston as an actress, but she still scares me because of that movie. Now, I do think Anne Hathaway gives a very fine performance in this film, but in all honesty, nothing she did was really going to come as close, to me at least, as the Angelica Huston role. I do think Anne Hathaway gives it her all. She really puts a lot into the performance. And I do like her design as well as the designs of the witches. I believe they're closer to the book. The grandmother, who is arguably the second lead, is now played by Octavia Spencer, who is an Academy Award-winning actress who I absolutely love, who I think is very good in this movie and does steal a lot of scenes. But it is a little weird that she plays a grandma when she's about 50, and I'm pretty sure the grandma in the original was like 85, 86. So it's a little weird. It works. It's perfectly fine, but it is a little strange. If you don't know The Witches, it all takes place in a hotel, and it's about children becoming mice. If you don't like mice, you might not like The Witches. If you like mice, you still might not like The Witches. I did enjoy this film. I think kids will be pretty scarred by it in the same way that I was scarred by the original. There's a lot of imagery in this that I think would mess up a kid, so I don't recommend this on kids under the age of 10 or 11. But do what you want. I can't tell you how to treat your kids. Let your kid watch Human Centipede. I don't know. No, don't do that. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to me. I don't want to get a letter in the mail that somebody's kid watched Human Centipede because I told them to. Because I changed my mind. I said, no, don't do it. Don't do it. I'm like Uncle Sam. Like, I want you to not do that idea I just said. As far as remakes go, they did do a lot in this movie that they wouldn't have been able to accomplish in the original. A lot of that is due to the fact that we have CGI now and it looks as good as it does. I think this is a good film for HBO Max. I think it would have found an audience if it came out in theaters, but being a film on HBO Max for the holiday season, I think it's a perfect film for that. I think The Witches will find its own following and become a cult classic, much in a similar fashion that the 90s film became a cult classic over time. I would have to rate this a 6 out of 10. There's no reason not to watch it. I found this probably just as enjoyable as Hubie Halloween, but it's probably a lot smarter. All right, guys, that's my review. I'll see you next time for another video.